Assortment of Eclectic ASMR. Tonight, at least tonight for me, maybe today for you, maybe this morning for you, whatever time of day you see this, just know that I am with you, that you are seen, and that you're safe here. You are safe for the 20-some minutes, or maybe 30-some minutes, that you are listening to this video. Whether you need this to relax, whether you need this to go to sleep, whether you need this to relieve your stress, I'm here. I'm here to whisper your worries away. Now, this is my first video. My first ASMR video. For my first video, I was thinking, do I chat? Do I just chat? Do I just ramble? Do I just ramble? And that sounded fun. Or I could do some tapping. Tapping. Or I could do a bit of inaudible. And I might do inaudible whispering at some point, but I find I run out of breath very quickly, and then I have to make a very large breathing noise into the mic, which is not ideal. For listening purposes. So, inaudible might come later. And then I thought, well, I've got a lot of pens here because I'm on my desk. Well, yeah, I'm not on my desk, I'm at my desk. So maybe I could trace something. But then I remembered this is eclectic ASMR. Eclectic just means that you are drawing on multiple different sources for material or art, or you can have eclectic tastes. Your taste in decor, your taste in music, your taste in food can be eclectic. I think most of our tastes for food are eclectic. But say I have an eclectic taste in music, well, that means one day I could be listening to some very chilled out music, and the next I'm listening to top 40, and then the next I'm listening to EDM, and I think you get the picture. So, why not for my first video draw on many different sources for tickles. We're going to do one of my favorite triggers. My throat, I don't know what's up with it, I'm sorry, but we're going to do one of my favorite triggers. Since we are on my desk, I keep saying on, since we're at my desk right now, I have a load of pens. One day, if I do a video about all my pens, I swear it'll probably take an hour. I love pens. I love stationery. Same with my notebooks. I have so many notebooks. But these are my ultimate favorite pens. I studied to become a teacher, so I am very protective of my pens, especially when I find good pens. And these are the best. I used to teach swimming lessons. I used these to write people's report cards. And there are so many colors. My God. The kids loved my report cards because I would put stickers and I would use colors and they would just be whimsical and fun. And I think they really appreciated that. So, without further ado, here are my favorite pens. They're in like a mesh metal pen holder that I've had for way too long, as evidenced by the dents all along it. But hey, the magic of cameras means that you can't see the dents. So I lied, the container's perfect. And I think this thing just makes good sounds. Like a nice hard metal, sort of soft scratching. It's a sound that I find very satisfying. Nice and scratchy. Now that I try it, it also taps very well. Also, the coloring is a bit off on camera because I have colored light on. I have a nice calming orange, sort of peachy light on. Because I find this light, at least when I'm in this room, to be the most calming. One day I'll do videos with a ring light or something, but I don't have one of those because money. So these come in multiple different colors, and even though you might not be able to make them out now, these are all different colors and they always come out with expansion packs. So my collection will grow. Definitely outgrow this thing. I always love the sound that pens make. They click just in the right way. And especially these ones, they're so nice. On the outside, whatever they made the casing with is a very nice nice soft material. So I'm going to select one of these pens. I think I'll select one that you can kind of see what color we're going for. This one, this one, this one is a bluish green. It's a bluish green, bluish green. I'm gonna see if that is either upside down or backwards. I might switch it. There, hopefully that's easier to read. But this one is a bluish, bluish, bluish green. It's more green, I think, than blue. I really like those kinds of colors. Maybe that's our next lighting color. We'll see. But for now, I'm going to dismiss the jar of pens. This pen is a Papermate, Papermate, Papermate. Flare, 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 medium, 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 medium pen. And I'll just open it really quick. I won't shut it though. And it's sort of like, it's not a felt tip. At least I don't think it's a felt tip. If it is a felt tip, it's not the felt tips that I'm used to. It is a felt tip or something like that. It's like a marker. It doesn't read like a pen. It's not a ballpoint or gel. It's more a marker. But I use them like they're pens. Because, like I said, their color is impeccable, impeccable. So all that I'm going to have you do is focus on the felt, or maybe non-felt, tip of the pen. And we're just going to trace a tiny bit. So if you want, if you are watching, you can follow along. If following is a visual trigger for you, you can do that as well. Or if you just want to listen to me talk, that's fine. So we're going to start by tracing the name of this pen, which is Paper. Paper, P-A-P-E-R, Paper, Papermate, M-A-T-E. Actually, that M was lowercase, it needs to be capital. M. Wait, what was I writing? M-A-T-E. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Now, I am very sorry. I'm tracing so that it makes sense to me. If it is backwards to you, I really apologize. But I'm going to continue like this, mostly because I don't feel like learning how to write backwards. Just yet, at least. The next word on the pen is flare. Flare. So F-L-A-I-R. Flare, flare, F-L-A-I-R. And then medium, which I think has something to do with the size of the felt tip. Or not felt tip. Again, one direct mind, but I don't know. Medium, which is uppercase in this case. M-E-D-I-U-M. Medium. Now I'm not going to dry this pen out, so I am going to close it. So just so that I don't dry the pen out, we're going to trace like this now. So you can focus on the little plus sign that's in the cap. What we're going to do is we're going to trace a few of the things that I have on my desk. A few of the things that I have on my desk. desk. And I will say, I will talk about these much more because I am obsessed with stickers. But I have a load of stickers on my desk. I shop on the website called Redbubble, where an artist creates art, and they can put it on t-shirts or bedspreads or stickers. And I always order way too many sheets of stickers, but these are just too cute. I wish I knew about these when I taught swimming lessons, because they would have been absolutely perfect to put on my kids' report cards. Although I may do with what I can find. Our first word is going to be turtle because these stickers here that I ordered are turtles. Turtles. With the gemstone shells. And they're just so flickin' cute. Look at those. And the colors, my gosh, the colors. The colors are so nice and vibrant. They don't look alive, I shouldn't say that, but they look animated almost. They're very nice. So we're going to trace turtle, and I think I accidentally knocked my mic off center. So D U R T L E turtle. D U R T L E turtle. Gemstone turtles. Adorable gemstone turtles. Which I love. Then, let's see. What else do we have? I have some gemstone snails. Yeah, we're definitely doing a video on these because they're just too cute. I'll show you these ones. These ones are my favorite. This set. There's 2 sets on every sheet. The top, this one, my god, is perfect. They are bats. Right at the top, the 9 on the top. Oh my god. And I guess the butterflies for that matter too. Yeah, actually the butterflies are really nice. Anyway, sorry. Anytime I look at these I find something new to like about them. You've got the bats. The bats here at the top, which are very cute. And again, the colors, although you can't see them, are perfect. This little guy has his little bat tongue sticking out, and he's got pinky sort of galaxy-looking wings. This guy up here looks like a very cute baby Dracula. I love my stickers. So we've got bats. You've got bats. B-A-T. Yes, I do wish bats were that cute in real life. I mean, they're not bad looking, but nothing can compare to these stickers, I tell you. B-A-T-S. And with that, I think the tracing might come to a close. So just as we say goodbye to the pen, I'll have you follow it on the screen a bit. Just in case you want one last visual trigger before the pen goes away. And last trigger of the video, of this sort of eclectic on-brand video, it's gonna be some book reading. Book tapping and then book reading. So this book, actually, I'm a big fan of fantasy myself creative, but not in the literary sense. Not in the literary sense. Literary sense. I could never sit down and write something this thick. I would love to, but I just can't. And that's the main reason why I like fantasy, is because it's cool to see what people have come up with, and you get to live in worlds that you don't necessarily ever get to, maybe only in your imagination. But this book is called Promise of Blood. It came out, don't quote me on this, but possibly in like 2014-15 or so. And I found this book in a chapters way before it became indigo. And it was on an end cap. And it was the last book left on that section of the end cap. And I looked at it and I said, I want that book. I don't know why, but it was a great choice on my part, because I've read this thing maybe like 5 times, which doesn't sound like a lot now that I say it, but I don't read that much. So here's the book. I'm gonna try to get it in frame. I'll move the mic a bit. So here's the book called Promise of Blood. And just move the bookmark by Brian McClellan. This book, my God, is about this guy that you see here. This guy that you see here. Overthrowing the king, the corrupt king and ruling class of his country, to give his country back to the people, and it leads to a war, and it leads to a lot of blood being shed and stuff like that. I won't spoil much of it if you want to go read it, but I love it. It's one of those books that I don't think I will ever find something like again. The setting, the world, I don't know. I can lose myself in this book. I can lose myself. It does jump between a few characters. A few of the characters, I think, were sort of dropped a bit unceremoniously as the series went on. But that being said, the core of the story is impeccable. I'm liking that word tonight. Impeccable. It's nice and tinkly, the word. So I'm just gonna do a bit of book tapping and scratching, because I think this book is uniquely suited to have good sounds. That sort of hollow book sound. I'll center the mic again. My brain loves symmetry. If you hold this book over your head and you tap on it, it can sound like rain on a roof. The spine also has such a unique sound. I don't know. I feel like I could almost give myself tingles with this. And I hardly ever even get tingles. Okay. I'm gonna read a tiny bit from nice visual trigger. Watching the pages go from one side and piling onto another just never gets old for me. This guy's also great at describing things. I don't know. I really get a good picture with his books, with his books, with his books. I don't think that it is an art that's easy to master. Really painting a vivid picture. Most authors can paint a picture, but how vivid it is, that's very difficult to achieve. So let's read a bit. I also find that he writes dialogue very well. The characters are very real. They seem alive beyond the book. Sort of. They're not just here for our entertainment. So, I'm gonna move this mic back again because I don't know if you want to see the book, but I'll get some of it in frame. Plus, it's easier for me to talk and hold over here. I have ulterior motives. So, this is literally just the start of the book when this guy has begun his coup to overthrow his government. And I think one of the best lines in this book, it's very one-liner, it's very cheesy, but he says, "The age of kings is dead, and I have killed it." The age of kings is dead, and I have killed it. I really like it. So, we have an investigator entering the palace. Just for a bit of backstory. Admat stepped from the coach, just having time to snatch his hat and his cane before the driver flicked the reins and was off, clattering through into the night. Admat uttered a quiet curse after the man and turned around, looking up at the skyline. The nobility called Skyline Palace, the jewel of Adro. It rested on a high hill east of Adabest, so that the sun rose above it every morning, and one particularly bold newspaper had compared it to a starving pauper wearing a diamond ring. It was an apt comparison in these lean times. A king's bride doesn't fill the people's bellies. Admat was at the main entrance. By day it was a grand avenue of marbled walks and fountains, all leading to a pair of gigantic silver-plated doors, themselves dwarfed by the sheer facade of the biggest single building in Adro. Admat listened for the soft footfalls of patrolling howlmen. It was said that the king's personal guard were everywhere in these gardens, watching every secluded corner, muskets always loaded, bayonets fixed, and their grey and white sashes somber among the green and gold splendor. But there were no footfalls, nor were the fountains running. He'd heard once that the fountains only stopped for the death of a king. Surely he'd not have been summoned here if Manhoj, the king, were dead. He smoothed the front of his jacket. Here, next to the building, a few of the lanterns were lit. A figure emerged from the darkness. Admat tightened his grip on his cane, ready to draw the hidden sword inside at a moment's notice. discerned in such ill light. He held a rifle, or musket, trained loosely on Admat, and wore a flat-topped forage cap with a stiff visor. Only one thing could be certain. He was not a Highlandman. Their tall plumed hats were easy to recognize, and they never went without them. "You're alone?" a voice asked. "Yes," Admat said. He held up both hands and turned around. "All right, come on in." The soldier edged forward and yanked on one of the mighty silver doors. It rolled outward slowly, ponderously, despite the man putting his weight into it. Admat moved closer and examined the soldier's jacket. It was dark blue with silver braiding. Aldrin military. In theory, the military reported to the king. In practice, one man held their leash. Field Marshal Demas. "Step back, friend." The soldier said. There was a note of impatience in his voice, some unseen stress. But that could have been the weight of the door. Adamant did as he was told, only coming forward again to slip through the entrance when the soldier gestured. "Go ahead," the soldier directed. "Take a right at the diadem and head through the diamond hall. Keep walking until you find yourself in the answering room." The door inched shut behind him, and it closed with a muffled thump. I'll stop there. Mostly because time isn't on my side. I'll probably end up reading more of that because the detail is very nice, and I find that you can get yourself lost in it, which I think is very nice for ASMR. So I'm gonna sign off now. After we've done that sort of assortment of different things, I've had given you all a sort of sample platter of ASMR. I'll probably keep doing these sort of more eclectic videos, just to spice things up, but I will also do maybe more focused videos. But anyway, I should not ramble on longer. So, I'll sign off. I haven't thought of an outro. I thought maybe of a soft intro, like you heard at the front, but not an outro. So we'll just wing it and we'll see if it works. If it doesn't work, we'll change it. I hope you enjoyed tonight. I hope that your mind is eased. I hope that you found peace and comfort in this ASMR video. I hope that you have been able to relax, that you have used this as a safe space, that you were able to just sink in and forget about your troubles. And I hope this brought a bit of sunshine into your day, and if you want to go to sleep, or if you are asleep, I hope it didn't bring sunshine into your day. I hope that you have a wonderful night, that you have good sound and sleep. This has been Eclectic ASMR. Thank you for joining me. I will see you all